For real? That's a real question. Look, sometimes I hate this question because it always seems like we're bashing Baker Mayfield, right? But I don't want to bash him. But at the end of the day, I just don't think Baker Mayfield, when he's at his best, is just that, a top 10 quarterback. I just don't. And I think even last year, when you look at Baker Mayfield when he was with the Cleveland Browns, he was hurt. I wouldn't have played if I was Baker Mayfield. If you're hurt, don't go out there if you're not going to be the best version of yourself. And then if you do bring a Baker Mayfield into a Carolina environment with a lot of young guys in that locker room, with a lot of impressionable guys in that locker room, you do have a Baker Mayfield with a chip on his shoulder. And if I'm Matt Rule, who, if he doesn't start winning here pretty soon, his job is going to be on the line and he could possibly be out of coaching in the National Football League, you bringing up Baker Mayfield, to me, that's a distraction. To me, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. He's going to be a guy that is going to be trying to be your starting quarterback, which he should be. But at the end of the day, I just don't think the best version of Baker Mayfield is better than Sam Darnold, the best version of Sam Darnold, or possibly a Matt Corral who is on a rookie deal who you can build an organization around because of that rookie deal. I like Matt Corral not only just because of his quick release and things he did in college, but I like his athletic ability. The guy averaged almost 4 yards a carry when he was running the football, had over 1,300 yards rushing the football over his 4 years in college. And I just think he has the skill set that this offense can build around, right? That RPO type of a style. That's the future of offense in the National Football League. So why not build it around this guy? Why not build it around this guy? And I think before the season's over, we're going to see Matt Corral with a chance leading the Carolina Panthers. I definitely don't think it'll be Baker Mayfield.
Okay. I respect it. And, I look at the situation in Carolina. I don't think anyone has the Carolina Panthers going to the Super Bowl right now. So you might as well, to me, have an open competition for that job between Darnold and Corral. Let them go. As for the Baker thing, can I see the salaries that Baker and Darnold are set to make this year? Neither one of them had their fifth-year option picked up. They're both going to make good money this season, too much money to probably have both of them up there on the board, but they're both going to make about $19 million this season. You can't have both of them. What if the Cleveland Browns said, to avoid the situation of having him come back here, we will trade you Baker Mayfield for a pick, and we'll pick up the salary. We'll eat the salary. So you get him for free for that 1 year. And if that's the case, or even on a discount where we'll take 14 of the 18 million, then hell yeah, take Baker Mayfield. And let's see what Sam Darnold's made of. Let's see him win that job. Let's see what crowd. Okay, so it's a distraction. So what? The Panthers aren't going to win the Super Bowl this year anyway. You might as well throw him in there and see let the best man win. And if Darnold raises his game and Darnold rises to the occasion and says, yeah, Baker's in there and might be a distraction, but I still won the job, well, then maybe Darnold is that guy who was taken third overall by the Jets and just had a raw deal his whole career because of coaching or because of injuries or because of whatever else. I say bring Baker in if the money is right. If you can get Cleveland, and Cleveland right now is in a rock and a hard place is between that, have them eat the salary. You guys take it. We'll avoid that for you. You don't want Baker hanging around. You don't want to pay him to do nothing. We'll give you a 4th-round pick for Baker Mayfield, but you eat 95% of that salary. If I'm Carolina, let's go. Bring Baker in. Let the best man win. We're not winning the Super Bowl, or at least we don't expect to. Who knows? Maybe we get surprised and we go and do something. But let's at least have a quarterback competition and bring the best people possible in the building.
Peter, let me put you on the spot right now. Do you know who the Carolina Panthers opened the season with?
The Carolina Panthers opened the season with the Falcons?
Go on. The Cleveland Browns. So that would be really some kind of week one party, buddy. That is Panthers-Browns to start the season. Speaking of parties, it's a little sidebar here. We are an Emmy-nominated program. We're very proud of that. Next Tuesday night, maybe we'll shock the world and actually win one. But I have to tell you, I just got a text from a number I don't recognize. It's from Tony Kornheiser and said, Kyle, we thought we at PTI were going to win the Emmy. But then I saw the opening sequence to start the hour that you guys did, and it's over. It's yours. We're never going to win it again. The way they just had a shot of bacon and a stock Subway going by, On behalf of Wilbon and I, you guys are now taking the torch. We can't compete with that kind of content. So thank you for watching, Tony. In the meantime, the Baker Mayfield thing, I say this all the time. I like walking to a support group. I feel like I need to. It's done. It's done, Peter, but let's talk Baker. I'm Kyle, and I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. I know that's very unpopular. I tried, as you guys were talking, to convince myself into saying, now hold on, Peter's making a point there, and Mike's out on it, and I don't think I can talk myself into Baker on the Panthers. I can't, and money aside, I don't care. Him and Darnold in one room, like, are they even that different? Is Baker even that much of an upgrade? And here's my biggest problem. Baker has a massive reputation problem right now, never mind the media, amongst the players. I am still waiting for anyone on the Browns, on the Panthers, on the Seahawks, on the bleeping Sooners to come out and tweet, hey, let's go get Baker. Baker's my guy. I want to go to battle with Baker. Please, Seattle Seahawks, bring in Baker. No one. And these guys are tweeting everything. This is my guy. Let's go get him. Let's recruit him. That's how the players talk now. They recruit their buddies. Crickets. And you know what? One thing to take it from me or any of us, what do you think a, let's say, Hall of Fame Carolina Panthers wide receiver would think about his valuable franchise, his alma mater in the NFL, bringing in Baker Mayfield? Take it away, 89.
I hear the Carolina Panthers, I'm on set, are going to make a move for Baker Mayfield. My reaction, if they do, no!
That's a take. It's a strong one. Steve, you're amazing. I can't get myself to Panthers getting Baker, and I've tried.
I live for Steve Smith takes. He is literally one of my favorites here at the network. I am a huge fan of Baker Mayfield, and I went to Texas, so give that some context. And I remember leading up to the draft, people were trying to make these comparisons about Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield. These are two completely different guys. And I go back to his 2020 season. It's a season I actually bought a Browns jersey. I grew up in the Dallas area. I can't be rocking a Dallas Cowboys one, but I was like, you know what? AFC dog pound. I'm all in. That was the year that he went 11-5, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's proven that if you put him in the right situation, he can lead your team to the playoffs. And if I'm Matt Rule, 18.8 is a high price tag, but you only have to do it for a year. And you are 10-23 in your time in the NFL. And when we look at the quarterback room, you've got Matt Corral and Sam Darnold. And while I respect the fact that they think that Sam Darnold's game has grown as a result of Ben McAdoo being there in Carolina, I think having a guy like Baker Mayfield's got a personality that's very similar to a guy like Matt Corral. And I'd love to see those two push each other in the quarterback room. So I'm all in on Baker Mayfield going to the Panthers. Sorry, Steve. I respect the hell out of you, but I would love to see it for Baker. I just don't get the hate. I've seen him enough in Dallas. We run in very similar social circles, and he's got a really great reputation around here as a good person. So I don't get the locker room hate or sort of the narrative that's out there about him. But I do know that in the NFL, when there's a narrative about somebody, it's really hard to change.
No doubt. It's a hell of a segment. Get us out of here, Peter.
James,
I don't know why everybody
tip his
is
waitresses and waiters. I know you guys are rolling in the same circles. Is he a good gratuity? Is he taking care of people? Because that's what I want to know. I could tell a lot by a guy and a quarterback.
Well,
but if I hear he stiffs anyone on the bill, I'm not going to be happy.
I'm just saying you learn a lot about a person when you see them away from the football field, the way they treat people, the way that they handle themselves. And I've literally never heard a bad thing about him. Dead serious about that.
Okay.
All right. Honestly, that means a lot because a lot of the reputation is that he wasn't the team guy, and I don't think that's fair either. He played injured last year. We'll see what the Panthers do. Their owner wants to win.